The thought of financial instability scares me. Is it worth it?
It's how bad you want that dream din talaga eh. Life is too short to be doing something na hindi mo gusto.
Hey everyone, I'm Darla, also known as the freelancing babe of the Philippines.
I'm Gian Kaluwag. I'm a freelance cinematographer and camera operator.
My name is Mia Juan. I am an executive virtual assistant.
Straight out of college kasi freelance ako eh. Never ako nagkaroon ng like office job. I mean, I would love to be in-house.
I graduated magna cum laude from UP. So yung mga tao parang naloka sila na bakit ka pupunta sa way na walang kasigaruduhan?
It was in the middle of the pandemic. My business prior to that was a wedding and events planner. Business namin was yung pinaka-hard hit talaga na industry. I had to look for work na offering work from home. And nakita ko tong Facebook ad looking for an executive virtual assistant. So ang isang pagiging virtual assistant is you are helping yung mga clients mo. Madalas yan mga Americans, so US clients. Tinutulungan nyo sila sa admin work nila and personal stuff.
Nung na-try ko siya, dun ko na-realize na, shucks, kung ano yung ginagawa ko sa office ko, ito din yung ginagawa ko dito. Tapos ang laki ng bayad ko. So I think that's really when it started and I realized na mas may freedom ako dun. Hindi ko kailangan i-risk yung sarili ko to commute.
I don't want to go back kasi talagang even as a business owner, yung kinikita ko ngayon, sobrang layo ng kinikita ko ng when I was a business owner.
What's the biggest misconception people have about freelancing?
Na hindi siya viable source of income. Meron ding ways to like make a decent living of freelancing. Lalo na ngayon.
The biggest misconception siguro is yung madali siya and madaling maka 6 figures. So what usually happens sa mga freelancers right now is that when they try it and hindi sila naka 6 figures agad-agad, they already quit. When you learn the ropes, when you actually like get the point of how to actually do it, it becomes easier with practice and time. So hindi totoo na pag nag-freelance ka, immediately 6 figures ka, immediately magiging madali siya.
We make it look easy, pero grabe din yung pinagdaanan namin. Especially dito sa Philippines, di ba sikat ang call center industry. So feeling nila kapag naging virtual assistant ka, parang call center lang din. Totally different. It's not just simply admin tasks. You need to know your client as a whole. You really have to learn the skills and know who your client is to succeed as a VA. I'm considering to be a freelancer but I'm not sure. What are the pros and cons of this? Pro number 1, malaki ang kita. You work from home, you spend more time with your family.
Nung in-house ako, isa lang yung content na sinushoot ko. Tapos after a while, medyo nakakasawa siya for me creatively. Dahil freelance ako, mas marami akong nasushoot na variety.
You can really like handle your time and money. For example, if you wanted to get this income kahit na hindi pa yan 6 figures, kahit na ilang figures lang yan, ikaw yung magsiset for that. And you also get to manage your time. Kasi you get to choose, no? Ano ba, magpo-full-time ba ako? Or magpo-project-based ako? Or pwede bang hybrid? So may mga ganong opportunities eh. The cons naman, unang-una, dapat disiplinado ka. Hindi ka pwedeng tatamad-tamad talaga. Although may mga sinasabi sila na, oh, mag-data entry ka lang. But again, ano ba yung mas malaki yung bayad? Dapat yun yung target mo.
Hindi ka pwede magkaroon ng employee mindset in this industry. You should have a business mindset. If hindi ka pa ready magkaroon ng business mindset, pwede kang mag-apply sa mga virtual assistant agencies. Pero if gusto mo talaga na kumita ng malaki, direct client ka. So pag nag-direct client ka, ang cons naman yan is sometimes may client, sometimes wala.
Kailangan medyo matindi rin yung sikmura mo. Kasi kuminsan may mga times na konti yung shoots, kuminsan may mga times na marami naman yung shoots.
Nakakapagod siya. Kasi there is always this uncertainty. There is and there will always be months wherein you will feel na parang ang slow ng month na to.
Yun ang risk din naman ng mga business owners. That's why if you want to become a VA and you are ready to be your own boss, go and take the risk.
Life is too short to be doing something na hindi mo gusto. I mean, money is good. Tayo magpaka-plastic, masaya yung pera, di ba? Pero di na rin ako bata. May asawa ako, tsaka may aso ko, mahal ang dog food. Yun yung reality of it. Yung bills mo hindi siya tumitigil, unfortunately. If you figure out mo, paano ko mapapagsabay ito na nababayaran ko pa rin yung bills ko.
You don't have to do it 100% all in.
Huwag kang magre-resign muna kung gusto mo mag-freelance. Doon ka muna sa trabaho mo kasi syempre hindi naman tayo mayaman. Wala naman tayong napag-ipunan. Unless nakaipon ka na would help you in the next 3 months. Yun yung parang turnaround time natin dyan. Maghanap ka muna ng part-time habang meron kang secured na trabaho. And then once na feeling mo okay ka na, alam mo na yung industry, and kaya mo nang iwan yung full-time mo, tsaka ka na mag-jump to a full-time virtual assistant.
Pwede mo na muna siyang itry, and then if okay siya sa'yo, then let's go! Mag-freelance ka na! The thought of financial instability scares me. Is it worth it?
It's how bad you want that dream din talaga eh. So, iwi-weigh mo lang siya na parang ano ba yung willing ako to compromise, I guess?
It's also important that you also have financial foundations. It's basically knowing and also planning out na dapat meron kang reservation if ever wala kang clients for the next 3 to 6 months. Yun yung kailangan mo munang i-ensure or i-secure before ka mag-resign.
Sobrang worth it siya kasi even if yung kikitain mo ngayon would be different next month, malaki pa rin yung kinikita mo kasi dollars ka kumikita. Ang labanan lang kasi dito, hindi ka pwedeng maghintay ng clients na dadating sa'yo. Ikaw ang dapat na maghanap ng kliyente and you have to sell yourself. Once you become a virtual assistant, you are a business owner and you are selling yourself as a brand. So you have to be able to market yourself.
As long as you know how to get clients and you know how to take care of them, hindi ka masyadong matatakot na din doon kasi your clients will refer you to other clients if you're really a good freelancer.
Once na try mo ang pagiging isang virtual assistant, you will definitely never go back na sa pagiging corporate. How do you even stand out as a freelancer?
Being a good freelancer lang or being a good service provider, yun lang yung pinaka magiging edge mo among everyone else. And actually ngayon, napakadali na lang mag-stand out kasi nga, everyone is doing the same thing. So all you have to do is to figure out, okay, so what is the thing that they are not doing? I will do that. And that's how you stand out.
Yun din yung nakakatakot sa freelancing eh, dahil may temptation to look at yung people around you and see, parang nag-work yung ginagawa niya, gagayahin ko yan. Doon nag-fail, I think, yung mga tao with freelancing kasi nga, hindi ka nagiging yourself, which is, yun lang yung kaya mo i-offer eh. Hindi mo naman kaya i-offer yung strengths ng ibang tao.
It looks like saturated siya. Pero a lot of clients are approaching me kasi kapag nag-open sila ng job opening, ang dami nag-a-apply, like hundreds in a span of an hour. Pero hindi lahat qualified. Ang daming nagtatry, pero ang daming hindi naman nila alam kung ano ba talaga ang pagiging isang virtual assistant. Madaming courses, ang daming free content online sa YouTube, ang dami ng mga content creators na VAs ngayon na pwede nyong makuha yung mga dapat nyong matutunan doon.
Dagdagan mo yung knowledge mo. No, kapag ka naging better ka sa ginagawa mo, mag-enroll ka sa mga course, mag-aral ka pa.
Tatandaan nyo din that hindi siya easy way out. Kailangan mong pag-aralan yung skill.
How do you make sure you get paid as a freelancer? How do you even handle your money? Helpful.
Hindi mo talaga minsan ma-predict eh. So, hindi ka shopping to the max. Tatabi ka rin ng emergency funds mo. Tatabi rin ako ng investments ko para at least merong pera dyan. Tabi rin kami ng savings namin kapag ka meron dumadating. So, ano talaga siya eh, pag-manage din ng pera eh.
I actually tried all of the things already in freelancing. So, may mga times na nabayaran ako. Meron akong times na nalugi ako ng almost $500,000 dahil hindi ako binayaran. Don't start a project without payment. But that comes with trust and also experience. No? So, babayaran ka nila kapag ka ma-prove mo na kaya mo talagang gawin yung mga bagay na yon, di ba?
Every time na may nagtatanong sa akin ano ang pinakamadali na payment gateway na gagamitin, I always say PayPal kasi yun talaga yung pinakamadali din for client. Send lang ako ng invoice tapos mayroon ng link to pay yung client. So, paulit-ulit lang, meron na akong template sa PayPal. And then after nun, ang maganda din kasi yung GCash ko naman, meron na siya yung cash in, tapos automatic na siya nakalink sa PayPal.
May additional steps lang siya. I think I had to link it to a bank para papasok sa PayPal, papasok sa bank ko, parang ganun.
Lagi lang nila sasabi na mataas daw yung service fee ni PayPal.
What I hate about it is that they hold the money for how many days. Parang meron lang silang threshold. So, parang kailangan konti lang yung ma-receive mo para hindi siya ma-hold. Sayang, kung ma-hold siya, mahihirapan ka.
So we know freelancing can be unpredictable. But at least managing your finances shouldn't be as chaotic, diba? That's where GCash comes in. They've partnered with PayPal to offer instant transfers from your PayPal account to your GCash wallet. So if you're freelancing internationally, you can get paid instantly. No waiting around.
Ay, hindi ko alam na instant. Oh my God! Wala nang limit.
The wallet limit's been bumped up to 500,000 pesos, which gives you a lot more freedom to manage bigger projects. And alam ko pinag-iisipan mo na yung transfer fee. GCash's transfer fee is 1%. which means you can keep more of what you earn.
Ay, may balayibo ko.
It will be a game changer kasi I cannot live without GCash. So, magiging mas streamline na siya. Before kasi it was PayPal, bank, GCash. Ngayon pwede na siyang diretso. So,
Mga friends ko, puro PayPal kami lahat. Lagi namin iniisip yan na parang magkano conversion ngayon? No? Magkano yung transaction fee? Perfect! Thank you! Thank you, GCash and PayPal.
So here's how you can use PayPal through GCash. First, link your PayPal account. Open your GCash and go to Profile. In My Linked Accounts, select PayPal and log in your PayPal account details. Now, how do you cash in? Just click the Cash In button, select PayPal under Global Banks and Partners, enter any amount that you may need, and receive your PayPal funds. Now you can enjoy instant transfers from PayPal to your GCash account.
Hi, thank you. Buti naman pala.
Usually, yung mga freelance, gusto lang naman natin gawin yung trabaho natin eh. Tapos ayaw mo na isipin sana yung pag-manage ng finances and everything. Pero dahil di naman tayo may sariling accountant lang, halimbawa, kasama yun dun sa trabaho natin.
is it fun being your own boss or is it more stressful? Mas stressful siya. Minsan kasi, alam mo yon, we Filipinos, sanay tayo na kung ito ang gagawin ko, sige gagawin ko yan. Tapos na ako okay na ako. Pero as a freelancer kasi, it's more stressful kasi you get to decide on all of the things. Like financial, marketing, getting clients, ano pa, lahat na.
Kaya feeling ko marami natatakot dun sa freelancing eh, kasi wala yung ganong sense of structure. Ikaw yung kailangan magdisiplina sa sarili mo. Accountable ka sa sarili mo, responsibility mo lang yung mga bagay-bagay. Pag hindi siya nag-work dahil mali mo siya.
You got you. Basically.
Masaya siya because ikaw ang magsasabi kung magkano yung kikitain mo. So, kunyari, meron kang kliyente. Sinabi niya sa'yo, ito ang kailangan ko ipagawa sa'yo. Pwede mong sabihin, okay, sige, yung charge ko sa'yo dito is $1,500 a month. So, call mo yon. If feeling mo mas kailangan taasan, ikaw din magsasabi, okay, $2,000 a month na lang tayo, hindi na $1,500 kasi mas marami kang ipapagawa. Masaya yon kasi talagang you can earn whatever you feel you deserve.
The best thing that I love about being a freelancer and everything I learned about being a freelancer. Alam kong kahit saan ako dalhin sa mundo, alam ko kung paano gumawa ng pera kasi meron ako nito.
I think life is too short not to be doing something that you love.
You have to weigh yung risk ninyo na kaya ko na bang iwan yung corporate and become my own boss as a virtual assistant. Try to find that network and a group of friends that will guide you and provide you with strength to try this out kasi worth it talaga siya.
Freelancing is not a walk in the park. It's actually a walk in the jungle. Kailangan matibay yung loob mo. Dapat may tiwala ka sa sarili mo, legit. At dapat masipag ka. Kasi walang nagiging successful sa freelancing na hindi nila pinaghihirapan. You have to try it for you to be able to know if it's for you. Good luck!